One of the ways is visual, basically visual. And if I look at her, I see possibly it could be a little scoliosis. You know, not a whole bunch, but so come over here and take a look and see if you can tell.
Sorry.
If you see a little scoliosis going on here.
I see a little curve, but I don't know if it's
scoliosis
very slight.
Your finger ran down it and that left an imprint.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it does look
It's a little this way.
Yeah.
Looks like it's okay. So if she's a little higher on this side, then that is what type of scoliosis would you say? That is not right. That's going to be left. And when we talk about scoliosis, we're always talking type 1 curve, which means for her, since she looks a little bit higher on this left side than the right, that means her spine wants to side bend right and rotate left, right?
To push the rib cage
right,
back,
because that would cause these ribs to come up. So when I see it on the right, rotated up, then I know she's left side bent, right rotated. Okay, and that's how scoliosis works. So this here you could probably fix, probably because she's not really that bad.
So
but
it would be functional?
Yeah, and probably if we had her stand up and bend over,
It would disappear.
it would probably disappear. But you'll get this on a lot of people where you get 2 or 3 ribs getting stuck together and get a little rotation like that. So what was the first thing that he was talking about is moving tissue, right? Moving tissue.
Medial,
so
lateral.
We're lateral to medial when I'm going on the side that the ribs are rotated on. So here I come over here and I'd want to move tissue over this way.
Okay.
So I can feel this side here where it's a little tight. These ribs are kind of sticking back at me. Could be a little rib dysfunction too. So what I'm going to do too here, now I'm going to go a little different than the video because I'm going to go into the groove and see if I can get some mobility by doing some little torsion of the vertebra. A little torsioning of the laminar groove just to kind of help mobilize these vertebrae. Now I'm going to, so I torsion there, now I'm come up here and I'm going to try to create some space, and now I'm going to go with the heel of my hand. And I'm on the transverse processes, and I'm trying to get these guys to rotate a little bit. And then I'm coming back here, and I'm going to just hold some pressure on that tissue, moving it back. Okay. Then he said, what? I'm going to go on the opposite side of the spinous, and I want to dig this side out. This is the side that's the guy wire side. So I'm just getting the heels of my hand. And I'm just going to put some pressure in here, just lean on it, try to get it to move out away from that side, and also putting pressure on the right transverse process all along here.
Am I thinking of this right? If scoliosis, the bump, you're essentially taking the bump and pushing it all to the other side, right? That's the way I should think of direction. I'm taking everything of the fascia on, in her case, the left side, and pushing it towards the spine, and then on her right side, taking everything and pushing it. Okay.
Yeah, everything's going this way. Right. Everything's going this way.
But it's like taking the bump and evening it out and taking some of the weight over.
And of course, if she was really severe, I'd probably have this off so I could get into that tissue.
Right.
So I can get a little more fascial hook. You know, here I get a pretty good hook, and I can move that tissue over.
But I mean, yeah, he was taking like elbow and
he was going in there and using that. You know, he wanted to go at an angle because that tissue, it moves a little bit better that way. So basically I'm moving this way, all through there. Also, I'm going to go in here and do a little, this movement where I get this hand here, this hand, and I'm going to get a little twist and a little spring test. Get that rotating. I'm going to come back over here on the other side of it. Because I like to go that way, I'm just going the other side. Now I'm actually reversing that. So I'm trying to get all this tissue nicely mobile. Now let's look at her, see how raised up she is there. She's still got a little raised.
A little bit.
Yeah, still got a little raised.
Looks better
Okay.
though.
So now this is where I'm going to have her on the chair. Have her come up. And so she's a left scoliosis, so I'm going to have you sit right here. And actually I'm going to bring this, I guess that's as far as down as it'll go. There we go. I want it as low as it can go so I can get a good. So this side is the side that's rotated. So I'm going to have her grab her shoulders up here. Now I'm going to raise these arms up. So now I'm going to come up over here and I'm going to grab that lats. So I'm getting in the lamina groove, right? Now I can give her a little distraction here and I can rotate her. You?
I know that part.
Okay, give me a little rotation back against me. 3, 2, 1, and let it go.
Just don't do your.
I think that's the nice.
And breathe.
So we just do the opposite side if it's the other side.
Right. And then also I'm going to translate her this way.
No, whenever he's doing.
This part?
Anyway.
So you can pull back. 3, 2, 1, let it go. All right. Now, have you lay down on the table, face up,
Like correlations and
Yeah.
patterns, that's good stuff.
knees up. Okay, so she's left rotated, side bent right, like this. What side's the tight side?
The right side?
Right side's tight. It's the one that's got me crunched shorter.
Yeah.
SIS, right? So I'm going to go to her right side. So this is where she at. So I want actually to move this back around, right? So I want to get in here, and I'm going to come over here to this right side and go right underneath the rib cage, right? And I'm going to do like we did before when we were loosening the fascia. When you had that, remember that right short leg? We worked across that plane because of this cross pattern gait. That fascia goes that way. And so that's the way it restricts. And now we got this whole pattern where it's going this way, right? So I'm going in here, and I want to loosen that side. Now, you can do something a little bit like he came over here and did this stretch, right? Well, I'm going to show you another thing that you can do here that I think helps. You can use the techniques that we were using for short right leg. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of slowly, I'm going to try to follow her breathing, try to get this.
And you're not curling, right? You're just.
I'm just kind of
straight
sinking.
And extended
Yeah.
fingers and you're sinking.
Extended fingers, and I just want to kind of get this fascia to just loosen up. And I'm just going to sink in. And I'm trying to pay attention.
Oh, kitty.
Wait.
How do you know when you've went far enough?
He's lost his
When
hand.
I start feeling where it's not moving anymore, it kind of stops.
So I mean, you're
So you just hit a
again,
barrier.
Another barrier.
Yeah, just kind
You're
of
just feeling
go,
the barrier.
kind of go for a barrier here. When
It
it
takes a while.
won't let me go. And the other side, I'm probably going to feel a pulse before I get to this side. I'm not. So it's this side I'm by the liver, right, and the diaphragm. So that's pretty good. So I'm going to come out nice and slow. Right. Now, what he did was he did this cross pattern stretch, right? Got on the SIS and the rib cage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have her lower this leg, and I'm going to get right into that, right above the ilium, right in here, and just like we did before. And I'm just going to kind of lean. You okay?
Yeah, it was just really tender.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's so tight. It's a little bit tight there. So we're going to stretch this out and help balance out that rib cage and that thoracic, upper thoracic area that's rotating.
So this is the stretch. You're just doing pressure.
Yeah, I'm just doing pressure, let myself sink, kind of wait for the release. I like this a little bit better than trying to do the cross-handed stretch. To have a little bit more effect.
It looks like when he did that cross-handed stretch like this, that it might, if you didn't do it properly, it could really damage maybe ribs.
Well, yeah, if you put too much pressure on the ribs, you could cause some problems, but since yeah, there we go. Yeah, take
Do you
a couple
feel a
nice
release?
deep breaths for me.
$11.
That's pretty good.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'm going to come out slow, and I'm going to have you turn over on your back, on your stomach.